Hey guys, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I decided to go ahead and do a Vocal Coach Reacts to Pearl Jam. Obviously, the vocalist is Eddie Vedder, and Eddie sort of wrote the book on modern rock singing. I know we've talked about this before. I decided to do Even Flow, and in fact, I have a version of mine that I'm going to put in the description where you can see how I stack up to Eddie's version here. And but I want to talk about Marble Mouth. Now, it's the idea of closing down, and so for some reason, after Eddie did this in Pearl Jam, it seemed that it was the only way people felt that it was the new way to sound like a modern rock singer. Now, I know it's not so modern now because it's been a lot of years since then, but people still do it to this day, where they'll roll their R's and they'll close their R's down really hard, which inhibits range and inhibits your ability to go up. Now, I know it makes it sound more modern, etc. And there was somebody that did it before this, by the way. It was Tom Petty was sort of the originator of what I call Marble Mouth, but as far as rock and sounding, like a new rock singer, Eddie was certainly set the precedent and wrote the book on it. So let's go ahead and do Even Flow. I'll make some comments along the way. Here we go.
It's not a TV studio. Josh, turn these lights out. It's a fucking rock concert. Ready to stand up.
Crowd surfing right out of front. Just had to do that. I still have hair left to do that.
Rest his head on a pillow made of concrete.
See right out. Rest his head on a bed made of concrete. Right? It's just everything's real closed down. And that's going to inhibit range. But, he might not even care about range because it's more about tone and energy and stuff. And he's not looking to, be like Chris Cornell or something like that. Someone from that era. Okay? Let's continue.
Again. Oh, feeling. Maybe he'll see a little better Saturdays.
Days up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, now. Faces that he sees time again ain't that familiar. Oh, darling. He can't help when it's happy to say.
And by the way, it actually is hard to kind of understand the lyrics when you close down the R's that far. I remember, what song was I doing? Oh, I was doing Axl Rose. It was Paradise City, and I was trying to get through the lyrics, and I'm trying to go, well, do I want them to hear the lyrics? Do I not want them to hear the lyrics? Do I want to split the difference? And I remember singing the verses to Paradise City. I never knew what that song ever even meant. Same thing with this. I just, I better nails. I kind of got one word here and there. But it does. It kind of sloshes and, slurs the words together where you can't really make them out. So anyway, but again, this is Eddie Vedder. The guy wrote the book on, modern rock singing, a lot of the grunge stuff that came through. And I think the video's got 80 million views. So yeah, he's doing something right? All right, let's continue. Great energy.
Even flow, thoughts are red like butterflies.
Now look at this strain. Even flow goes around like butterflies, right? The type of compression that he's using is going, and he's really pinching and squeezing in the throat, and he's really kind of clamping down and closing off the throat. Guys, think of this again, and I know I've said this over and over again, and I cover this in my singing course. It's so important. There's a really strong chance you'll lose your voice if you close down the vowels that hard and have that kind of distortion. We want, hey, yeah! We really want to get that sound nice and open so we have more of a healthy distorted, if you can call that healthy in the world of distortion. Yes, we're distressing the chords, but it's a whole lot better than squeezing and pinching and closing down this way. And this also inhibits range, and after a while you can't even get anything out. In fact, if you've seen, and I'll shut up in a minute, but if you've seen a lot of AC/DC concerts live, and you watch some of the lead vocals that's going on, you'll notice that it literally after 3, 4, 5 songs, poor Brian Johnson, his voice starts to hunker down and he gets less and less and less range as he goes until he can relax, kind of massage the larynx, pull the larynx down away from the up and getting tucked up into the throat so that he can come back out and do another song, because he actually also distorts in a very similar kind of way as far as pinching and squeezing to close the sound down. Okay, let's continue.
Oh, we don't know, so we chases them
hear that? Laugh again, right? You want laugh again, laugh again. We want to open up that sound, okay? So here we go.
Laugh again, laugh again. Kneeling, looking through the paper though he doesn't know to read it. Oh yeah. Oh, praying after something that has never showed him anything.
Did you understand what he just said? I didn't. It was cool, whatever it's coming. It's funny. You know, in a lot of the Motown era, I remember, you know, a lot of those guys would say stuff, you go, I have no idea what he said, but it was cool, right? Oh man, that's funny. Here we go. Something about halls of shame. So let's do this again. Now, instead of closing down that sound, I want you guys to think of the word eight. Think of a. Even! Even! Think of yeah in the sound. Don't go even! It's hey! Even! Right? So we're going to go 8 instead of that chirpy sort of sound. We want to get to 8. Hey! Right? And if you want, you can also throw a little H in that sound so it doesn't shock the chords and just, you know, really just freak them out. Where you can kind of get into in and out of the sound more safely than this sound here. And again, killer stuff. King of grunge. You know, I'm not dissing any. I'm just trying to give you guys quality information on how to be safe on this sound so you can have more longevity and more range for your voice, okay?
Oh, we don't know, so he chases them away. On Sunday, he'll begin his life again. Yeah. Oh,
He did that to me, so I'm doing it to you. Cool. And again, it takes an incredible amount of breath to do this. These guys are like thrashing around on stage, jumping up, down, mosh pitting, crowd surfing, and. So it also takes a lot of effort and energy just to be able to pull something like this off. A credible amount of adrenaline. Now they do a big long instrumental break, and then they close out with the chorus, which is basically the same thing over and over again. But anyway, you guys, hopefully this information was beneficial to you. Again, the king of kings of grunge, Pearl Jam, song Even Flow, and I have a singing course called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, and I walk you through this stuff step by step if you're interested, especially the distortion stuff. We actually have a lot that we cover on that subject alone, so in the course. So until next time, God bless, peace out. Hey guys, if you like what you heard, please like and subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button. That will actually take you to another page where you want to click on the bell icon, and it opens up a menu, and the menu has notifications on it where there's a little box you can check where it says send me all notifications for this channel. Check the box and then click the save button, and you'll get notifications from me every time I have a cool video come out. Okay? Thanks guys. Peace out.